There are times in anyone's life where you ask strange questions or just come up with a thought that no one else has had or very few people have had. Mine today is, where did the Bluetooth logo come from? Does anyone actually know? The Bluetooth logo is something that everyone knows about. Everyone's heard about Bluetooth and they use it on a daily basis. I use it for my AirPods. I use it for syncing files from my computer to my phone and my iPad. I use it to listen to music in the car and do quite a lot of things. I use it to control my computer. Everything is all Bluetooth based nowadays. And because I'm 26, I've seen Bluetooth from such a young age. It's been in most of the tech that I've had recently. It makes me think of, where does this actual logo and name Bluetooth come from? Who designed it and who made it? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly where the Bluetooth logo came from. This video is brought to you by Squarespace. If you're a designer or someone who needs a website and a beautiful one at that, Squarespace is the perfect fit for you. It's inexpensive and there are thousands of customizable templates that are beautifully designed to get you and your brand off the ground. It doesn't matter if you're a creative, someone who sells products online, or just someone who needs a portfolio for maybe their painting or design work. Squarespace can do that all for you. If you want to try Squarespace out or get one for yourself, click the link down below in the description. There is a 10% off there, or use the code here somewhere in the video to get 10% off. So first of all, we need to talk about what Bluetooth is. Bluetooth is basically this wireless way of communicating with other devices at short range in a powerful and quick, latency-free way. As I said, it's in Bluetooth headphones, it's in my AirPods, it's on most, if not all, of the devices that I use every day. Back in the late 90s, companies were looking at connections and ways that they could connect different devices wirelessly. Companies like Intel and Ericsson and lots more companies were trying to create their own, but they decided that they would go on the back of Bluetooth and just focus on one so that all devices could talk to each other, which has been an absolute lifesaver. There's nothing else but Bluetooth now. Shout to anyone back in the day who used to use infrared to send images to other people's phones from short range. I had this Nokia phone that did that. So the story of the name of Bluetooth comes from two guys meeting in a pub. In 1997, Jim Kardak from Intel and Sven Mattsson from Ericsson met in a pub to have a drink. And while they were in the pub, they were conversing about history, and Sven Mattsson brought up a book called Longships. In this book, he learned of a guy called King Harold. This is getting deep into the logo design space here. And after this meeting between both of them, Kardak went home and did some more research into King Harold. King Harold's nickname was King Bluetooth, and some say it's because he had a rotten tooth or because he ate blueberries. And during his research, he was able to find that King Harold was uniting and finding connections between dispersed areas of Scandinavia. King Bluetooth brought connections between groups of people, which is where the story of Bluetooth comes from, Bluetooth connectivity. So inevitably, they had a placeholder for the name Bluetooth, which wasn't supposed to be the full name of it or the real name. It was supposed to be like a placeholder code name, so no one knew what it was going to be. And they were going to vote on a name later on, but it turns out that Bluetooth was such an instant hit, and this is because that it just looked cool and worked well. There have been many case studies and people researching about names that have to do with history. Now, brand names that are historical or bring connections to the past generally do better than ones that don't. We don't know why. Some people think it's to do with the connection it creates for people, and also, ironically, the timelessness of it. Something that helps everyone is history. Everyone likes heritage. It makes people understand more. Now, no one really probably knew about King Bluetooth, but the name was just so unique and sounded cool. I guess they just took it. Now, on to the actual design of the logo of Bluetooth. Well, the Bluetooth logo is probably one of the most clever designs that I've ever looked into, and that's because they used runes. And these runes are called binding runes or bind runes, and that's because we've bound the runes together, the letters H and B herald Bluetooth, and they bound them both together to create the logo that it is now. Now the reason why they did this is, well, I think it's the reason, is because it looked really modern for the time. Runes and those shapes inside of them were very easily seen on a screen. You have to think back to the days when screen technology wasn't as good, so there was not very many pixels to work with. The Bluetooth logo actually works perfectly with it because of its jagged shapes and also the ability to see it when it's very small. So they had scalability in mind. So in fact, the Bluetooth logo is the initials herald Bluetooth, which is very cool to think about. Not only does the logo show the runes being herald Bluetooth, it signifies connections because it's not two runes just shoved together. They've actually connected them to work well in one rune, a binding rune. Something that I've learned about this as a designer myself is that looking into history for logos can really bring up some cool ideas. I would have never thought of runes, but you can see the story here. Two guys met in a pub, they started talking about history because maybe they were history nerds, and basically came up with the idea of calling it Bluetooth for a cool name. Did more research into the name and found that the Roman runes that signified the initials. If you didn't know any of this, then please like and share this video. It's been really fun to research about it and go in depth to the Bluetooth logo. Now you have something to say to your friends at a party if you're a massive nerd like me. If you did enjoy this video, press the red subscribe button and make sure to leave a comment down below giving me your thoughts. Let me know if you already knew this as well. There will be someone in here who already knew this, but I was banking on no one knowing it. Also, the links are in the description for some of the articles that I've read about this, so you can go and read even more into it if you so desire. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.